Ladies and gentlemen, I go by the name Big Papita, and I kind of want to go over a few bullet points. Things that freak, things that I failed to mention in that video prior to this. Now, what you saw in the first slide was Measure A. It is coming up on the upcoming ballot in November, and they want you to vote yes because Measure A, according to, I believe, the gentleman who presented it at the meeting, was from the LA Labor Federation, or I forget what the exact term is, but he works with all of the local unions in Los Angeles, and I believe it's a labor board. And he was telling a lot of us UPS drivers, uh, Waste Management, and Republic, all of the people that are local 396 members, that he wanted us, and he would hope that we would vote for yes on Measure A, because this is going to, according to him, make housing more affordable. It's going to decrease the homelessness. It's going to be more jobs. It's going to make housing more affordable. Um, and it's just going to be an outlet for people to get a job, get on their feet, get a union job, and change their life. Because there's a QR code in case you want to take a screenshot and use that QR code. But he used an example of a gentleman that was who was initially a Teamsters member. He kind of fell on hard times, got caught up, went to prison, got out of the system, tried to get on his feet, and got into the construction industry, became a Teamster, got back on his feet, saved some money, and him and his wife are purchasing a house. So he was using that example as a reason that you should vote yes on Measure A, because it's going to create more jobs, it's going to decrease homelessness, and it's going to make housing more affordable than what it currently is. So one thing that I failed to mention in the initial video was that he remember when I said, you guys would always say, oh man, the union does nothing but just take our money. All they do is just sit back and take our money. Well, at the beginning of this meeting, there is a person who takes pretty much every receipt of everything that they purchase, everything from the televisions, everything from construction, everything from donations, everything. It's kind of like it's basically a lot of accountability, and at the beginning of the meeting, it's a lot of accountability and a lot of financial, they explain everything that they spend their money on. They explain everything from scholarships, and that's another thing. They're trying to get a scholarship going. So with their with be on the lookout for any kind of golf tournaments, be on the lookout for anything that the Teamsters are doing, and try to get involved if you can, because what they're trying to do is get all of these different unions, the different locals involved, to kind of raise money and create these scholarships that they can give back to the Teamsters. So some of y'all they got grandsons, and y'all got children, or some of y'all children ain't even born yet, right? Like, this is kind of important because, hey, your child may be able to qualify for this in the future. So be on the lookout for that. So yeah, as far as them taking the money from you guys, that being one of the complaints, trust me, it is very evident that they don't just take our money and just put it in their pocket. They have a meeting at the beginning of every meeting, or at least every general meeting, they go over everything from people, from painters that they paid to everything, and I mean, that's a good 40 minutes to an hour just between those two guys going over the accounting and the money spent and all of that. It's a good 45 minutes to an hour before you even get to the sanitation guy speaking about what's going on in the industry, or the UPS guy speaking about what's happening in the industry. So with that being said, let's go on to some of the good details that's happening in the sanitation industry. Like in the sanitation industry, you guys got to understand that the year 2026, like I said in the last video, is a very important year. And a lot of that stuff, we gotta take care of a lot of stuff in the year 2025. Right. And 2026 is upon us. So there's going to be more meetings that's geared towards working towards 2026. Very, very important. It's a lot of different companies right now, right, that are being looked at, that the Teamsters are looking at, that we're trying to get more members. So we in the waste industry had to pay attention to what's going on, right? And this gentleman up here, this gentleman that I have on this picture right here, this is the main guy. I tried to get an interview with him. He kind of was like, I don't know about that, man. I kind of, I'm kind of cool on that. So he's like, next time I show up, he didn't turn me down, like flat out turn me down, but we kind of agreed that we was going to do it at another time. Maybe when he shows up to the yard, and then, we could do some kind of, maybe an interview before I clock in or something like that. But he was cool. Really cool guy. But I think the main message that he was trying to say was like, look, a lot of trash truck drivers kind of stay off the phones, keep your seatbelt on, make sure that you got your seat belts on, make sure that you're not messing with your phone, because in the waste industry, they're catching a lot of drivers with these seat belts, with these phones. He's saying, look, if you got to use your phone, pull over and use your phone. Make sure that you got your seat belt on anytime that you're moving, right? He's like, because it's California law and there's really nothing that we can do about it, like as far as trying to save you. So he was saying that, we kind of need to take that into consideration. Also, there was a gentleman after him who I have in another video that was in my waste management celebration video. And he had a pretty good speech. His speech was saying that, look, a lot of guys that talk trash about the union, you guys need to unionize. You guys need to get together, and you guys are the union. You guys make up the union. Like, basically, we have no power without you guys getting behind us. So we need you guys to get behind us, because if you want these different things, you have to get behind us. If you want a better pension, you need to get behind us. You need to go to the different Teamsters that are on strike. You need to visit those strikes. You need to visit those. Like if another company or another place is having some issues, you need to go over there and visit them, and you need to support them, because you may be in the same position. And we need to be in a position where we're putting a little bit of money to the side. I know it's hard in this type of economy, but we need to be putting money to the side, because in the event 2026, some things don't work out with the negotiations, you want to have that money set aside just in case we have to take it there. I'm not saying that we're planning to take it there, but this is something that you need to look at just in case. So that's a quick synopsis of what the meeting was pretty much about.